In this section, we're going to talk about radicals, but we're just going to simplify some problems, or I guess evaluate. That's what I should say. All right, here is a radical. Do you know any radicals? I know a few of them. We won't get into that. Anyway, so this is the square root of 100. The square root of 100 is 10. Think of two numbers multiplied together, it gives you 100. 10 times 10 is 100. Don't worry, you'll see the pattern. Let's take a look at another one here. Actually, let's totally remove that out of the screen so you don't get confused. What happens if I have the square root of 36 over 25? Now, this can be rewritten as the square root of 36 over the square root of 25. Two numbers multiplied together gives us 36. How about 6? 6 times 6 is 36. And two numbers multiplied together gives us 25. Two numbers of the same number, I guess. X times X is 25. So that would be 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Let's take a look at another one. What about this one? 5 squared. Well, 5 squared is 25. And we said that the square root of 25, remember, was 5. Didn't we say that? All right, what about this one here? Notice the parentheses. In other words, this can be rewritten as -5 times -5. -5 times -5 is 25. But the square root of 25 is 5. All right. This one reads 3 roots of 8 over 27. Now, since that's said, if I said the square root of 8 over 27, what's not written here is a 2. Okay, you see that? There's not a 2 written. So if it's a square root, we just don't write the 2. We neglect to write that 2. 2 is invisible. Okay? But there's assumed to be a 2 there. So let's keep that in mind. All right. Let's go ahead and remove that. Get back to this problem. So in other words, 3 numbers that multiply together that gives us 8. Well, and actually we should do it like this. We should go ahead and just evaluate both these separately so this can be rewritten. You see? 3 numbers multiplied together gives us 27. In other words, x times x times x. What's that going to be? 3. 3 times 3 times 3. See, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So once again, if this was written like this, over 3 to the third, 3 roots of. All right, that's easily seen. See that? Okay, let's look at another one. Do we even have another one? Yeah, I got another one. What about the square root of 9 times the square root of 4? Now, you can look at this separately. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And the square root of 4 is 2, which gives us what? 6. You can also look at it this way. Since they're both, right, we don't write this, but since they're both, right, or 2 roots of, okay, you can take them underneath the radical together. Can rewrite them. And the square root of 36 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So two different ways of looking at that. Let's take a look at another one. So let's work this first. So the square root of 81 is going to be 9. Okay, so all of this is equal to 9. 9 times 9 is 81. And then the square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay. What about this one? The square root of 3 roots of 64. So let's look at, here we'll use a different color. Let's look at this one first. Okay. 3 numbers, x times x times x gives me 64. Well, how about 4 times 4 times 4? So this becomes 4, right? This is equal to 4. And then the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Okay. Pretty simple, hopefully. I think we got a lot of problems in this section of work. Okay, this time, let's see how much time we got. So this time what I want to do is I want to convert the expression to a radical. So if I had 7 to the 2/3, I want to convert that to a radical. And the way we can do that is this, right? 3 roots of 7 squared, which you could rewrite that as 3 roots of 49 if you want. Okay, that's one way of looking at that. Here's another one. 8 raised to the 4/9. So this becomes 9 roots of 8 to the 4th power. See that? And of course you could evaluate that if you want. Okay, I'm about to run out of paper here. What about this one here, -3? We're just converting these two radicals. So this becomes 3 roots of -3. Okay, which is not, or is that a real number? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. And I've pretty much run, well, we can work one more, I guess. 3/7. So we're just converting these to radical expressions. All right. So this becomes 7 roots of, this is raised to the 3rd power. Okay, just converting back and forth. All right, I think that's pretty much it. We'll end it there, and I'll see you in the next video.